What I would say is you need to start by doing your research and looking at a lot of schools. There's no way to know whether or not you're going to like a school or whether or not it will be right for your child unless you actually go on a tour of the school. Talking to friends about the school is great, but you need to see it. I toured 10 schools when we were applying, and we ended up applying to 4 schools. And I honestly have to say, you will go into some schools, you will love them. Other schools, you'll just decide that they're not right for you or your child. But you must see these schools. You need to apply to more than one school. Even if there's one school that you absolutely fell in love with, that you think would be perfect for your child, you can see yourself volunteering there, it's close to your house, it's wonderful. Well, a bunch of other families are likely also thinking that it's really wonderful, so you need to make sure you apply to at least 4 to 6 schools, because when it's competitive, they are getting hundreds of applications for every spot. And what you don't want to happen is to get one rejection letter in March when they send out the letters and not have an option for your child. You really want to maximize your options, and the only way to do that is to apply to enough schools. Is it the right educational philosophy for my child? Because I knew I wanted a more progressive elementary school for my kids, and when I looked at the more traditional schools, they just didn't feel right for me and for my family. And you really need to pay attention to that, because if it's the wrong fit in terms of the school's education philosophy, the chances are that you as a parent won't be happy there, and it may not be right for your child. So you're really looking at a school that's the right fit for your child, but also that fits with your own, educational values and philosophy. What I found was interesting when we were, at our preschool. A lot of the parents said, for example, we're not getting letters of recommendation. We're applying, but we're not using letters of recommendation. Well, I found out that that wasn't true. Most of the families were using letters of recommendation, and so I had to scramble to get letters in March from people that we knew at schools where we were applying, people that were connected to the schools, because that's sort of an insider's tip that a lot of people don't think about, that I certainly didn't think about, but letters of recommendation can definitely help. When you're applying for kindergarten, your child is young, probably 4, 4.5, maybe 5. So the schools are looking at your child. They're evaluating your child through the admissions process, but they're also looking at your family. And I don't think a lot of parents understand how important the family is to this process. They want to know about your family, what you do for a living, what you do in your free time, your parenting style. So you need to be ready for all of those kind of questions, and we call it the family message, to really have a family message ready, where in a parent interview or even in your written application, you can talk about your family in a cohesive, coherent way that's compelling and that, makes this admissions director want to learn more about you. Nobody wants to brag about their family, especially in an interview with an admissions director that you don't know. But what you have to remember is you bring a lot to any school that you're applying to. So does your child, and you want them to know that. And the only way they're going to know it is if you tell them.